Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Paris Best Western Ronceray Opéra Hotel. This is in the dead centre of Paris. It is within walking distance of all the major landmarks and the train station. So I booked the hotel through Eurostar on their website. I did it as part of a package using the Eurostar train and hotel package combined. This brought the actual hotel price down quite a bit, and overall it meant it was the cheapest hotel in all of Paris when combined with the Eurostar tickets. Now, if you are going to get to the hotel after 9 PM like we did, you might find that this gate is locked. You do need to ring the doorbell and they will let you in. You just need to push the gate to get through. And then the entrance to the hotel is inside of this shopping alley. No other way to call it. There's shops in here and it's an alleyway. So once you're in, the reception is up on the first floor, and immediately turn right once you're on there. Quite a few actual steps to get up to that first floor, but once you're there, you'll notice the reception straight away. When you do get to reception, there is a hotel tax for Paris. This is based on a per person per night basis, and you will need to check this prior to going. It was roughly £5 per person, so you just need to check this and account for this when you go, as you will be required to pay it on your arrival. So on the way to the room, there are corridor locked doors. These are all accessed with a access card key, the same card key that you use to get to your room. There are motion sensor lights throughout, just wait for them to come on. And then it's a case of having to walk through the maze of a corridor to actually get to where you're staying. If you're on the far end of the building, like we were, then you have to go all the way to the end of this corridor, and it does zigzag around. So the building itself does go over the top of that shopping alleyway, and then it goes down following the alleyway, and it is quite a substantially long building. Eventually I did get to the room and the keycard did not work, so I actually had to go back. I didn't film doing this again, but this is the version where the card key does actually work, so we're able to get into the room and experience what the room is like. So I filmed the actual room itself the following day, and we were in here and it has been used, so don't expect it to look like this. They did actually do a really good job with cleaning up, making the bed, etc. So this is just what it's like, and it was just in a used condition as we've been in here for the day. So we've got a cupboard in here, we've got some storage, we've got a safe in there. Just normal things that you'd find within a hotel room, light switches, telephones. That TV, it didn't work initially. There was a problem with the aerial. I had to fix that whilst we're in there. Throughout it is EU standard plugs, so don't expect to find any UK plugs in there. The air conditioning, it was not working. I couldn't find a way to turn this on. Fortunately, in March, not really that much need for it to be on, and the window was more than adequate when you open it up. And also we got a wardrobe on this end here. Plenty of storage throughout, so if you're here for the weekend, there's plenty of storage. However, what I really didn't like was the amount of wood that was all the way around this room. Why on earth did they need to have this much wood in a bedroom for decorative purposes is beyond me. Anyway, oh yeah, it's on the floor as well. So you got wood floors and all around you. It's just everywhere, you can't escape it. So into the bathroom, let's have a look. For a 3-star hotel, it's not bad. You really cannot complain about it, to be honest. It is in quite a good condition. So it is relatively new sinks, relatively new toilet, shower. It's all very nice in here. I'd be careful with the step up to the shower and then actually going down to the shower. It can get a little bit slippy, so just be cautious with that. And the shower, it does tend to just have one setting, which is hot. Back out into the room then, so the windows are quite wide opening. The view is not great. Yeah, this is the view that you can see, and underneath you can see that shopping alleyway beneath you. It does get quite loud in there at night, so on the Saturday night that we stayed, there was music playing quite late into the night, so it does get quite loud. The building does move, you can feel the vibrations from the speakers in the club below, so do be aware of that. The windows, yep, they do not open beyond the curtain rail, maybe a little bit of a flaw in their design, but otherwise it's okay. So going down to breakfast then, this hotel does offer a bed and breakfast service. We did opt for the breakfast. This is at around 7 AM on a Sunday morning, so quite quiet. We went in a bit later on the Saturday morning and it was extremely busy. So throughout you can see you've got drinks facilities with coffee machines, fresh juices, orange and apple. This coffee machine was actually pretty good, so if you like a strong espresso then you're going to get a one from here. Food options very much standard for this kind of European continental hotel, so that kind of continental breakfast. There's a few cheeses there and a few croissants and those kind of pastry items that you'd expect within a French hotel, so very nice to have there as an extra piece. However, the cooked items, not fantastic. So the sausages, bacon, scrambled eggs, they're edible, they are edible, but it's not really a fantastic offering that they have, and probably could do a little bit better there. So the decor around the hotel is based on the existing form of the hotel, so it must have been a old house in Paris at some point before becoming a hotel, and you can see a lot of the features that have been maintained throughout here. As you come out of the breakfast dining hall, you do walk into a rather small bar area before heading back into the main reception lobby. There's not too much in here, very basic vending machine, a few little tourist notices and a little bit of information about how to get a taxi if you want to get a taxi from the hotel. Again, the view that you have is not spectacular. This might be different if you have a hotel room on the front of the building. However, this room was probably on the cheaper side. If you want to get a room on the front side of the building, you might end up paying more for this. Now there is a lift going through the centre of the building, so this looks a rather modern addition to the building. However, it does get used quite a bit and it is in high demand throughout the floors. So coming out of the hotel then and out onto the main road, it is well positioned, so there are metro stations on both sides of this hotel, so you could go either left or right and get to your destination. We were wanting to go to the Eiffel Tower, so all we had to do was turn right, and the metro station was probably no more than 150 metres away, and then it's on the actual line that you need to take to get to the Eiffel Tower. So going back in and having a look through this shopping alleyway, it is very boutique. There's no shops that you'll know in here. It's all these one-off shops. It's all very nice, it's very pretty. Just expect to pay that bit of a premium if you are going to be buying from in here. Nothing looked cheap at all. So if you want to buy something as a memorabilia or token of your time here, then expect to spend a little bit of money.